The battlefield of Cressa 7 had fallen silent 3 hours ago. Smoke still rose from the scorched earth where the Vraxian Imperial forces had clashed with the Confederation's defense lines. The retreat had been swift and brutal, both sides leaving their wounded behind in the chaos of tactical withdrawal. Sergeant Maria Torres moved carefully through the debris field, her scanner sweeping for life signs. The Human Relief Corps had arrived late, as always. Humans were the newest members of the Galactic Confederation, barely trusted with combat support roles, let alone front-line positions. But what they lacked in advanced weaponry, they made up for in their stubborn refusal to leave anyone behind. "Got something," Torres called out, her voice crackling through the comm. Life sign faint. 20 meters northeast, her squad converged on her position. What they found made even the veterans pause. It was a Coral, a war beast from the Vraxian military. 8 feet of scaled muscle and predatory intelligence, bred for centuries to be the perfect shock troopers. Its 6 legs were splayed at unnatural angles, 3 of them clearly broken. Purple blood pooled beneath its massive frame. The creature's 4 eyes, usually burning with aggressive intensity, were dim and unfocused. "It's one of theirs," Private Chen said, his weapon raised. "We should move on." Torres knelt beside the creature. The Coral's breathing was shallow, labored. A massive wound across its thorax leaked steadily. Around its neck she could see the neural collar, the device the Vraxians used to control their war beasts. To override their will and turn them into living weapons, the collar was shattered. "Sergeant, we don't have time for this," Chen pressed. "Our people need medical supplies. That thing would rip us apart if it could." Torres ran her scanner over the creature. Her jaw tightened. "This collar, it's been broken for hours. This Coral has been lying here fully conscious in agony. It hasn't attacked anyone." "Because it can't move," another soldier muttered. "No." Torres pointed to the drag marks in the dirt. "It crawled away from the battlefield. It was trying to escape." The revelation hung in the air. The Coral, freed from its neural shackles, hadn't sought to continue fighting. It had tried to flee. Torres made her decision. "Chen, get the mobile stretcher." "Heavy-duty setting. You can't be serious. That's enemy combatant." "That's a living being," Torres interrupted, her voice sharp. "And we're humans. We don't leave the wounded to die. I don't care what species they are." The squad exchanged glances but obeyed. It took all 6 of them and 2 portable gravity lifts to move the Coral onto the stretcher. The creature made a low, keening sound, not aggressive but mournful. Its eyes tracked Torres with something that looked disturbingly like comprehension. Back at the human medical frigate, the ship's doctor, a woman named Dr. Okafor, stared at Torres like she'd lost her mind. "You brought back a Vraxian war beast? Maria, these things are engineered killers. They're not even sentient by Confederation standards." "Look at the scans," Torres insisted. "Look at the brain activity now that the collar is off." Dr. Okafor pulled up the neural imaging. Her expression slowly changed from annoyance to shock. This can't be right. The cognitive functions are. It's thinking. Complex reasoning. Emotional processing. The collar wasn't just controlling it. It was suppressing its entire higher brain function. "They're not weapons," Torres said quietly. "They're slaves. Lobotomized slaves." The Coral remained in the medical bay for 3 weeks. Against all protocols, Torres visited daily. She brought food. It turned out Coral were omnivores, with a surprising fondness for the sweet fruits humans had imported from Earth. She talked to it, not knowing if it understood, but feeling it was important to try. On the 18th day, the Coral spoke. The universal translator struggled with its deep, rumbling voice, but the words came through. "Why? Help." Torres nearly dropped her datapad, because it was the right thing to do. Vraxians. "Left me, my pack. Left me." The creature's 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a gesture their xenolinguist later identified as profound confusion. "You, not pack?" "No," Torres agreed. "We're not your pack. But humans have a saying, we don't leave anyone behind. Not our pack. Not anyone." The Coral, who eventually chose the name Kravik, meaning broken collar in his native tongue, became something unprecedented in galactic history. The first Coral to live free. The first to testify before the Confederation, counsel about the Vraxian breeding programs and neural enslavement. His testimony sparked the War Beast Liberation Act. 17 other Coral were recovered and rehabilitated, Some returned to their ancestral homeworld, a place they'd been stolen from generations ago. Others, like Kravik, chose to stay with the humans who'd shown them what freedom meant. Kravik now served, by choice, with Torres's unit. No collar, no commands, just a sentient being who'd chosen his own path. During a ceremony at Confederation headquarters, an ambassador asked Torres why humanity had broken every protocol to save an enemy combatant. Torres looked at Kravik, who stood beside her at his full, impressive height, then back at the ambassador. "Because we looked at him and didn't see an enemy or a weapon," she said simply. "We saw someone who needed help. And if that's not worth breaking protocol for, then what's the point of having protocols at all?" In the Human Medical Frigate's archive, there's a photo from that day on Crescent 7, Torres kneeling beside a dying war beast, her hand resting gently on its scaled head. Beneath the image, someone had written 3 words that would become humanity's reputation across the galaxy. "They see people,